Hi, welcome. I'm Courtney Chalecki with Atos, and I'll be your host for this webinar. As a business, we know how important your profits are. That's why us, along with TFORM, which is a data agility group company, are working to help you revolutionize your IT landscape. Throughout this webinar, we're going to break down our partnership, exactly how it works, and the difference it can make toward a better tomorrow for your business. Now, we have had proven success with this. Just recently, we helped Texas's largest nonprofit healthcare system improve their data quality management, leading to better security and lessening audit risks. We're going to get into that and so much more in just a minute. But first, I want to bring in our experts on this topic. I'm joined today by Atos Senior Account Executive Matt Leipsner, Andy Abis with the TFORM. He's the president and CEO, and Director of Technical Services at TFORM as well. That's Philip Riley. Let's get right into it. Matt, why did this client turn to Atos and TFORM, and what issue were they trying to address?
Sure. The client operates within the healthcare industry, and I think we can all understand the importance, especially when it comes to patient safety and obviously the critical data. And it's such a diverse environment, and it's crucial for operations. So being in the healthcare sector is important when it comes to mitigating risk, being paramount to ensure that uninterrupted service delivery and patient care is the key to any good service, and then also in terms of taking care of their actual end users, which are patients. So what happened was the client was utilizing a variety of tools in their environment: ServiceNow, SolarWinds, Tenable, just to name a few. And unfortunately, those tools can gather different sets of data. All are very important to the environment, but at times you need a source of truth. And there's a lack of consistency and accuracy among them. So one of the key things that we wanted to do was come with what is the source of truth? And making sure that we had the right tool and the right systems available in order to do that. Really, our challenge was managing the client's account with accurate and unified data and making sure that it didn't become a substantial risk or an inefficient process.
All right, thank you so much. Now, Andy, can you go ahead and tell me a little bit about the partnership between Atos and TFORM specifically, along with that healthcare system, and how the process all worked?
Perfect. Thank you, Courtney. Appreciate it. First of all, I wanted to share our excitement and our gratitude to Atos for being our partner for the last 14 years. It has been an excellent journey, and we're continuing on this journey. So, as Matt mentioned, the main challenge the client had was around the lack of clarity in their IT operations or ITSM environment. This challenge stemmed from data quality issues within their existing IT operations tools. They had multiple tools, as also Matt mentioned, and they were being used for several different roles. Unfortunately, some of these tools were not in sync with each other. And in fact, these tools on their own lacked accurate data, making them unreliable and untrustworthy. As we expected, the discrepancies of these tools led to a series of complications and potential risks, not only for the client, but as well as Atos. Addressing this challenge or this issue became our top priority. Fortunately, through a partnership with Atos, we were able to rise to the challenge. The solution we proposed involved a combination of our TFORM software as well as professional services from both Atos and TFORM. This solution was designed to encompass the entirety of the customer's hybrid environment, which spanned over multiple data centers as well as public and private cloud environments.
So, is this a common problem, Andy, that we're seeing with organizations?
It definitely is, Courtney. Gartner had another study in 2022. They stated that 99% of organizations using CMDB tooling that do not confront configuration item quality gaps will experience visible business disruptions by the end of 2024. That is a huge observation. In my perspective, this challenge extends beyond just a software problem. It's fundamentally a matter of process management. Once these tools are put into operation, their long-term value hinges on the meticulous execution of processes aimed at maintaining their accuracy. Without these processes in place, their effectiveness tends to diminish over time. Let me give you a scenario. You've moved in a new house with wonderful large pantry. You buy all of your items in the pantry and you stock them. And then you take an inventory of everything that's in the pantry. Now you have 100% accuracy and clarity of what you have. Now imagine a year goes by and you haven't updated the inventory and a lot has changed in the pantry. Items have been consumed, new items have been added, and there may even be a box or two of crackers with nothing in them. I'm sure that's happened to us. Many may agree that their pantries don't look very much like what they did when they first stocked it. The inventory that you had created is of little value, and you can't base your decisions on what to shop for, or more importantly, where you're going to cook for dinner. In my analogy, I'm equating pantries to IT environments and likening inventory lists to configuration management databases or CMDBs. Many companies have some process in place to make sure their CMDBs are up to date. Unfortunately, there are gaps in those processes, which leads to the high level of inaccuracies I mentioned earlier. We suspect that many organizations may not fully grasp the gravity of inaccuracies within their IT environment.
Oh, that's a great analogy. Thank you so much for breaking that down. Now, Philip, can you tell us a little bit more about how TFORM addresses that challenge we just addressed?
Sure thing, Courtney. TFORM is specialized software for managing data quality in IT operations. It seamlessly integrates IT data, whether it comes from agentless scans or existing tools, into a single reliable IT asset database known as the single source of truth. This database acts as a central hub for automatically identifying data quality problems across the entire IT infrastructure, including critical components like CMDB, ITSM tools like ServiceNow, and others such as SolarWinds, Commvault, McAfee, and many more. TFORM not only empowers customers to gain a clear and precise view of their IT environment, but also enhances the value derived from their existing tool investments. We use our AI-powered correlation engine to keep all the current tools up to date and ensure they stay current over time. In cases where this upkeep process isn't rigorously maintained by the customer support team and anomalies emerge within the existing tool set, TFORM swiftly identifies these discrepancies and notifies the relevant team tasked with addressing them. This capability is particularly powerful. Imagine TFORM as a proactive guardian or an ongoing auditing engine that raises alerts when processes deviate from the established standards.
Now, how could a company tell if they are having quality issues in their IT operation?
That's a great question. There are many signs, but let's look at just the top 5. Discrepancies and divergence. If data from different tools or sources contradicts each other, it's a clear sign of inconsistency and poor data quality. There could be lack of trust. That's when IT teams, managers, or executives express doubts about the data's accuracy. It indicates a lack of trust in the information. There can be reactive measures. That's when teams are caught off guard by incidents management, change management, request management issues that weren't foreseen by the data. There can be customer complaints. And that's if customers experience service disruptions or inconsistencies, and those could result from poor IT data affecting service delivery. And lastly, there could be audit failures. If audits reveal inconsistencies or inaccuracies in the IT environment, it's a clear indication of poor data quality.
Thank you so much. That makes a lot of sense. Matt, I want to get back over to you for a moment. How did Atos and the client benefit from using TFORM in this partnership in the last year?
How much time do we have? No, it was a true benefit to both Atos and to the client. And just a few examples. We were able TFORM facilitated the creation of a data lake, basically enhancing the utilization of the existing tools, not replacing any tools, but enhancing and improving on the information that was coming out of it and making it much more relevant in terms of what we were trying to produce and the data that we would have on hand. It led to the improvement in time to resolution for incidents, change processes, and request management, really under the ITSM umbrella. One of the biggest areas that was kind of a little bit of a surprise, a very good surprise, was the mapping of applications dependencies, tying it down to an actual application and showing how that one application, the different sources of data, what does it affect, where does it sit? Things along those lines was a huge benefit. Shadow IT instances, I think everybody's heard about that, but it revealed several instances of shadow IT within the environment, finding and discovering resources and devices and applications that were either old or stagnant or we didn't know existed. Decommissioning of over 2,000 servers that were sitting out there that were on quote unquote the books inside their CMDB. That's bad data. It's not worthwhile and it needs to be cleaned up. So that helped us tremendously there. And then it also, in terms of operational and financial vulnerabilities related to what we discovered. And just finally, really just enhancing the ServiceNow, the CMDB precision on how we're doing things. For Atos, really giving us a comfort that 100% of the CIs that we are responsible for have been identified, have been reviewed, have been cleaned up, and it's helped us keep a much more consistent CMDB within the environment, not only for doing a cleanup, but using it in the future and use it as a powerful tool to make sure that that data does not get stagnant or stale again.
Yeah, great. And it sounds like, the client is already in talks with this partnership again to move forward, which is always a great testament to of the quality work that the teams have done to make this happen. Who exactly can use this service, Andy?
Great question. Oftentimes companies don't realize or don't know how good the quality of their data is in their CMDB. So the value can be derived from any organization that really has any sort of a environment where they need to manage what's in their environment. So the TFORM solution can deliver value in an environment that has diversity or that has a homogeneous environment, irrespective of the industry or the sector. I think that with the value of the product and what's in the marketplace right now, the need that's there, any organization that has any question on the validity of their CMDB would definitely can receive value from utilizing it.
That's great. And, if somebody is now interested after learning about the process, how it works, and how we can help their business and their IT landscape, what should they do now?
That's the easy part. So what they can do is either contact Atos or TFORM to learn more about the partnership and how we can get engaged.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for your time today and for breaking this down. Of course, you can head to either of our websites to learn more information. Thank you.